So it's been a couple days since I did a video, and I thought I'd do another one on. First it's just to hope y'all had a good Christmas. Mine was certainly interesting. Got some games, got a new journal, got the Kalevala. So now I have that, and it means the freedom to read, which is going to be a pain because reading for me is a crucible. But besides that, I thought I would just do this because today I was going through Twitter, and some people, this one person I follow was quote tweeting and responding to something that was said by Robert Rodriguez. Now, Robert Rodriguez, I know nothing about. I want to say hit or miss for me. On the one hand, I loved his episode of The Mandalorian with Boba because I don't know if it came through in my video responding to that episode, but I was super hyped from it and for it based on what I had already heard before watching it. And after watching it, I was still hyped and just excited for Boba Fett to be shown to be the badass that I have known him to be based on what I've read in the expanded universe online. But then after that, I did hear he was going to be working on a Zorro movie that was going to be about diversity and inclusiveness and representation or something. But it sucks because as far as I know, Zorro is one of those pulp heroes who really deserves a comeback. There's him, the Shadow, Solomon Kane, probably Conan the Barbarian, who also kind of ties into this video a little bit. And that's just and Elric of Melna Benet, who we almost got a series to that, but Amazon backed out because they said it was too much like The Witcher. And to that I say, no, asshole, The Witcher is too much like Elric of Melna Benet. I have only read a little bit of it, but I've seen the arguments of the plagiarism. I can buy it. I've listened to that camp, and they provide some strong evidence, or at least Razorfist did. I heard other people talk about it. I can see it, and it sucks that we aren't getting a series about Elric because I want to learn more about. I want to see more of this, at least until I get my hands on a comic or book. And when I said read, I meant online. Like I've read about it somewhat, but that's neither here nor there. So yeah, Rodriguez, he kind of, let's just say he gives me an uneasy feeling. But then again, Star Wars is currently, at least in The Mandalorian and in some of these shows, are in the hands of people who are fine with retconning history of Star Wars. Then again, they were fine with purging the EU, I think. Well, no, probably not. But yeah, he's hit or miss with me. The episode was great. He did a fantastic job. I say that to say this in response to something that was put on a sci-fi article 2 days ago. When I saw this today on Twitter, I went to look it up. And this was the part that the person I followed was just using as evidence that they don't have an understanding of the character of Boba Fett, or they're not being treated, or I can't remember exactly what they said, but here it goes. And I had an idea right away. I told John, I've been waiting to see this version of Boba Fett since I was a kid. Boba has to be different. He can't just seem like another Mando. He has to move differently, feel different, occupy completely different space, and have a weight and gravitas to him that shows why he's such a legend. I want him to live up to his name that we would whisper since we were kids. Be that mysterious character with a past that makes you want to know more about him. Mando is a gunslinger. Boba needs to be a barbarian. And this was apparently said by Robert Rodriguez. Now, I don't know about you, but whenever I read online about Boba in the expanded universe, and even in the movies that he was in, I never got the feeling that he needed to be a barbarian. Boba came off as a gunslinger. He was the man with no name of Star Wars. He was this mysterious guy, and this was the appeal of Boba for me, was he was that mysterious character who looked cool that you wanted to know more about, that you wanted to see more of, and just to have more involvement with this character, to see what else there was to learn about him. You wanted to know more. Well, in some ways, I think Rodriguez is kind of going with that. And I do agree with him somewhat, but I don't think he needs to be a barbarian. That would have actually been a cool idea for another Mandalorian character. but the way he makes it sounds like he wants to make Boba more like Conan or something, and I would disagree with that wholeheartedly. Boba is a gunslinger in my opinion. Same with Jango. They are both bounty hunters. They're both a science fiction version of the idea of the gunslinger, the bounty hunter, the cowboy. Mainly the bounty hunter and the gunslinger aspect of the old Wild West. That is what Boba and Jango were, to me at least. And this can be either a good or a bad idea depending on the route they go with it. It wouldn't surprise me if they try to retcon some shit, though, because I think Filoni has said in the past he's okay with that. I think this is going off of memory here, so take it with so much salt that Lot would mistake it for his wife. But this could be good or bad and interesting because, as I said, I am interested to see what happens with the Book of Boba Fett, what they do with the character. And I believe Robert Rodriguez is going to be involved in it. And as I said, I like the episode he directed or was involved in, and I would like to see what else they have in mind for this character because we've seen what Boba was like in the expanded universe, what he was like with that route that they went with the idea they had to go on with him. Now I want to see what is going to happen with this Disney version of him. Is he going to be the badass? And as I saw him, a complex character that I loved and know. Well, not know, but loved and kind of respected. But is it going to be as good as that? Are they trying to be better than that, or are they just trying to be as good? And I just want to see where this goes, and I mainly wanted to put a video talking about this. But yeah, Rodriguez is if hit or miss with me. I don't know much about him. But like I said in my previous video, this is a wait and see moment, at least for me. I want to see what they have in store, what their plan is for him, how they're going to use him. I'm hoping there is some kind of long-term plan for Boba because he has a lot of fans, as I imagine, including me. And like I've said multiple times in the past, anything with Boba, Jango, or the Red Hood gets my attention. And this has my attention, and it has me waiting with bated breath. And I just don't want to get so hyped for it only for them to screw it up. It would kind of undo what they did with the tragedy episode where they said they were going to redeem the character in a way to make up for how he was unceremoniously taken out in the movies. And I believe they succeeded in that. But it would suck if they did that only to unceremoniously end his story and just do what Lucas did for whatever reason. Lucas, at least I can say, wasn't lazy. And I do think he genuinely had a lot of passion for what he was doing. I think he did. Like, he had an idea of what he wanted to do, and he did it. But the people in the entertainment industry right now are lazy, and they might get lazy with Boba. Might. Keyword. So give him a chance with this. If some of you have already seen this article, I just want to put this out there that let's wait and see what happens before we make a judgment on this. Yes, Boba will most likely not be like as we know him in the comics and the books that you all read, and I've sort of read, in the years after the original trilogy and after the prequel trilogy came out. But it's a new idea and a new version of him, and I'm interested to see the route they go this time. What happens with him, what happens with Fennec Shan. Are they going to show more of his past? Are they going to show how he escaped the Sarlacc pit? Are they going to try to incorporate more of the old EU stuff with him? Because they already brought back some stuff from Open Seasons to the backstory of Jango and Boba in one episode. And as a major callback, that I applaud them for. They earned so much faith from me from that. And it would suck if they made like CD Projekt Red and squandered that faith in one foul swoop. And nuke the credibility harder than Hiroshima. But yeah, that's just my thought on it. I thought I would put that out there after I saw this today. I was just playing a game and thinking about this. And I just wanted to put my thoughts on it mostly. Now I'm just going to try to work on another review for a Star Wars comic by the Emperor's Hand. I'm hoping to have that done soon. I have to start on it first. But yeah, let's look forward to that, I guess, if you want some reading recommendations about Mara Jade. Although it'll probably be hard to find. Kind of like Open Seasons. In Open Seasons, I would pay any amount to have that comic in physical copy. That's like my favorite. There's like a few things I would love more than anything to have in my hands right now. There's Open Seasons, Ed and Eddie Seasons. That's about it, actually. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? If you disagree with me, tell me why. Because I would like to discuss this with someone. Because while I like the EU, I am not a big EU person. I'm just. It was only after, well, actually, this past year in June, that I started really collecting old EU comics to read and learn more about the expanded universe outside of what I had read on Wikipedia. And if you are an EU fan, let me know why you disagree. I would like to discuss that with people and just go over it. And if you agree, well, good, I guess. If you have something to say, please say it. I like the interaction. I like to interact with other human beings. But yeah, those are just my. I just no heck with that part. Just let me know your thoughts and have a nice day. And remember, the game was rigged from the start.